Hi, I'm Emma. I'm the coordinator at the Port Environment Centre. So I grew up further down the coast in kind of the Seacliff and Brighton area, so down near the beach. Both my parents were outdoor ed teachers, so growing up we spent a lot of time camping and bushwalking and exploring. And I think that's probably where my love of the environment and my awareness of our natural world has come from. So I've had a bit of a varied work career that's landed me here now at the Port Environment Centre. So originally I'm actually an engineer, a mining engineer, and I've since, after working in that space for a while, retrained and done some more environmental studies, done a little bit of work with local council, been involved in some grassroots groups, and now I'm here as the coordinator at the Environment Centre. I think it's such an important time right now for our environment. If you look at the state of the world and I guess people's impact on the world, I think everyone's waking up to that and realising that we can't just keep living the way we have been living and doing things the way we have been doing things. We're at this huge turning point really, and I think it's such a decision point as to what the future's going to look like. Really depends on what happens over the next few years. I'm a mum, I've got 2 little kids, so it's just, you just really feel it, you know, it's their future we're talking about and the future of kids all over the world. When it comes to our natural environment and the environment around us, there's so many great things happening. I think it's really easy to get overwhelmed and feel like it's all too hard, but it's not. Everywhere you look, there's amazing things happening. So right here in the Port Adelaide area, you know, we've got so many dedicated volunteers that are out caring for the sand dune environment, working on the river and the estuary, people out monitoring birds, planting native plants. You know, there's great things happening everywhere. Coming into this community for this job, so still living a little bit further south down the coast, I've just been blown away by the people here and the amazing things they're doing in that environment space. So there's so many great ways you can get involved. I do feel quite hopeful and optimistic. I feel like it's happening. There is this momentum building. People are talking about climate change. People are talking about native plants. People are talking about biodiversity. They're talking about our coasts. So yeah, it's just kind of trying to change that talk into action, and that's one of the things the Environment Centre can do, is to help you think about what specifics you could do, you know, what's your part in this. There's such a strong link between community and environment. Environmental problems can feel really overwhelming, and then getting together with other people that are taking actions or being involved in things or just feeling like you're feeling can be really positive and really uplifting. So there's a lot of social benefits as well, just from getting involved in local activities with local people. So our events, we try to be really welcoming. We put on a range of different workshops and activities across a whole stack of different topics, so there's normally something that people are interested in. The Port Environment Centre really is here for the community. That's one of our main focuses, is supporting local people and local groups to do kind of improve local environmental knowledge and local environmental outcomes. I get great happiness and calm from being out in the environment, from having my kids outside, you know, sitting in a local park, looking at the trees, listening to the birds, exploring, walking along the sand dunes, being at the beach. You know, we all get so much calm from our natural environment, and the more you learn about it, the more you notice as well. The Port Environment Centre is very much a community-driven organisation. So we receive funding from Green Adelaide and some support from the City of Port Adelaide Enfield, but we operate very much independently. We're governed by a small management committee that's made up of local community members. So they're our decision-making body. So we very much operate, I guess, independently from government, but with support. We're also one of 9 environment centres that are around the Adelaide and Mount Lofty Ranges region, but only 2 of those are in metropolitan Adelaide. So there's us and there's one in the city. So yeah, being an environment centre and having an environment centre in Port Adelaide is pretty special. There aren't many of us around, so it's a pretty unique asset to the community. The centre runs on a pretty low budget. and a lot of what we're able to achieve is because of volunteers. So we have a group of really dedicated volunteers here that help with the centre and our activities and what we do. And then we also draw a lot on the other local environmental groups and community groups that are doing things in the space. So we try and support them with what they're doing, and we have a really good collaborative relationship with lots of the local groups. I've got a really supportive husband who's very much let me follow these passions, and encouraged and recognises the value, I guess, that you get out of putting your time into the environment and trying to make your mark or have as much impact as you can in a short space of time, which can be fun and challenging when you've got young kids as well. So he's very much, someone that helps me to do what I'm able to do. When it comes to my kids and my hope for their future, I hope that they're growing up in a world where they know what they do matters. I hope they grow up knowing just how important and how integral our natural environment is to us. It's nothing separate. We are the environment is us. I can already see from a young age that they get some of that. And I think as a parent, trying to be a good role model and trying to show and lead by example is really important. It's tricky, it's really tricky. There's so much peer pressure and so many things people are trying to cram into their lives or into their family life, but I think that environment is the basis for everything, and it's so important that our kids know that. And I think when they're young, this is where we're setting their values and shaping, I guess, the kind of people that hopefully they grow up into without putting too much pressure on them as well, of course. Still being relatively new to the area, I guess we're still building our profile, and it'd be great if more people in the Port Adelaide area knew that we were here, felt welcome to drop in and have a chat. We've got some really good resources, some really good information. We've got a great library of books. We've got so many different things we can chat to you about or point you in the right direction. So it'd be really good if just more people in the area knew we were here and came along to some of our events and activities, or just dropped into the centre and had a chat. So if you want to find out more, firstly come and visit us. So we're here on 27 North Parade, so opposite the Fisherman's Wharf markets. We're open Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays during the day, and we're just starting to open on Sundays as well. So drop in, that's the first point of call. I'd love you to join our mailing list. So I send out 1 or 2 emails a month with our upcoming events. We try to include a lot of other local community news in the environment space. So to join our mailing list, head to our website. And our website is portenvironmentcentre.org.au. You can also follow us on Facebook or Instagram as well. I'm really thankful for opportunities I've had. I guess I'm very grateful for the opportunities I've had that have let me follow things that mean a lot to me or matter. I'm really grateful for the community that's here. The number of people that are just out there making amazing things happen, and they're just doing it off their own backs. It's really humbling to see. And I'm really thankful for all the volunteers that are out there, putting their time into whatever it is that is their interest and their passion. I'd like for people within this area to really value that local environment that we have. It's really special. We're in a pretty special part of the world. We've got beautiful coasts, we've got the river, we've got the estuary, we've got the mangroves. Just on our doorstep is the Adelaide International Bird Sanctuary, where birds migrate from across the world. This is a really special place, and I know there's a kind of a long industrial history in this area, but there's also a long and strong environmental history in this area too. So it's a pretty proud place to be proud of. A long Indigenous history in this area. It's a special part of the world. Personally, I feel really passionate about this notion that we can make a difference, and I've noticed myself over time, it's not all about an individual and what an individual does, but doing some positive things makes you feel much more empowered and can lead to then feeling like you can do more. So, while a little thing like composting your food waste is little, by doing that you feel like you're doing something, and then hopefully that gets you thinking about what else can you do. You know, is it incorporating more native plants into your garden? Is it reaching out to your local community garden and getting involved? You know, little things lead to something else. You know, an action as simple as writing a letter or giving your local councillor a call about a local issue, you know, can seem big and daunting, but once you've done that and you realise it's fine, it often leads on to something else. So it's all about starting, I guess, starting with something you can do and then building on that.